Here we go. It is Wednesday, February 16th, and we have our plays of the day for you. First, allow me to introduce Kenny White, former odds maker for the Las Vegas line. I'm Alex for Odds Checker. Looking forward to tonight, Kenny. Let's start with college basketball. I know you have 3 good plays for us. Let's start with Illinois at Rutgers. Illinois -4, total in that game 133.5.
Yeah, they better be good. College basketball's been running very, very well. Power ratings have been really holding up well, and college basketball this time of year, really got to watch out who needs these games and who doesn't. A lot about motivation. We're in the dog days of February, where the season has gone along pretty good, and we've got the March Madness coming up soon. So again, these are rough times, but knowing who's motivated and who's not as big. This Illini Rutgers game, my numbers, we're just saying you got to bet the Illini. They're the better team. You've got them ranked 3rd in the country against number 29 Rutgers. But everything I looked over just points to this being a much closer game. The Illini won 86-51 back in December. And Rutgers 5-0 this year as a home dog, 8-3 overall as a dog. So I'm going to pass the side. I think the number's about right. Illini 4. They are the far better team. I'm going to go under the total of 133. The Illini, number 1 defensive team in the Big Ten. Their defense definitely travels. They're 6-4 under their last 10. Rutgers also 6-4 under their last 10. Very slow pace from Rutgers this year. They're number 304 in the country. We know they're going to take their time. The Illini in offense, number 284, like 18.4 seconds. So I'm only looking at about 65 possessions in this game. A hot Rutgers team, a very, very solid Illini team. I think it's going to be a very close game down to the wire, which will keep this game under the total.
I like it. Moving on to George Washington at Duquesne. Duquesne -4.5, total 137.
Yeah, I don't know how Duquesne can be a favorite here in this game. Now, these are not very good basketball teams, but come on. Duquesne is 0-10 their last 10. They're 2-8 ATS over that time. They're 1-10 ATS in their home games this year. Keith Drambot's team is just Dambrot's team has been horrible. They can't shoot. Number 322 in effective field goal percentage, and they never get to the free throw line. They're number 344 out of 360 in getting to the line. GW, Jamie and Christian, their head coach, has done a decent job with this team. They continue to get better. They're 5-6 in conference right now. They're 6-1 ATS their last 7 games. The defense is the strength of their team. So I got the better defensive team coming into this one, playing better basketball, getting points. And again, a really bad Duquesne team, the Dukes, laying points. That's a really bad recipe for failure. So I'm taking George Washington plus the 4.5 here.
All right, let's go George Washington. Now, you can argue this is your hot take of the day. Vanderbilt at Auburn. Tigers are -14, total 141.
Yeah, the Auburn team just got knocked out from number 1, losing a game to Arkansas. 2 losses on the year now, 23-2. And, starting to put the numbers together on this game. And I noticed, wow, Auburn 12-1 ATS at home. So is the trend my friend or not? I'm going to buck it. It's not my friend. The trend is opposite. I'm going with Vanderbilt. I'm taking the 14 in this game. Vandy is 4-0 ATS their last 4. They're 7-3 ATS in their road games. And that's not quite as good as 12-1. But I think the numbers are overinflated now for Bruce Pearl's team, the way they played. Now, the key to this Vanderbilt team is Jerry Stackhouse has done a nice job, I think, building talent here. And I think this is a team that you're going to see continue to get better as the year goes. Scottie Pippen and Jordan Wright are their top 2 players. But Rodney Chapman, a transfer, has now been back in the lineup 5 of the last 6 games, logging almost 30 minutes. Leon Robbins, 7-foot center via Minnesota, previous to there he was at Drake, has now played 4 of the last 5 games. 3 of the last 4. Has only scored 1 point. Still working his way into shape, but he's starting to give double-digit minutes to this team, and have that 7-footer in the lineup is going to help defensively. So going to help them down the stretch. Revenge from last year. Auburn lost at home. I think they'll be fired up here. Maybe Auburn a little bit down now, dropping out of the number 1 spot. They've already had a game to revenge the loss to Arkansas. So I think this could be maybe a game that they take Vanderbilt a little too lightly. So I like the Commodores.
All right, we're taking the 14 points. Now looking at the NBA, you are fading the Lakers here, I believe. Utah Jazz going to LA. They are -4.5, total 227.
I'm fading the lack of defense for the Lakers here. This is just a bad defensive team. They're good offensively, obviously, with Davis and James and Westbrook. Those three guys can get it done, and they have. But the defensive side has been poor. Lakers 4-1 over their last 5 games, 6-2 over their last 8 at home, 19-11 over on the season. Their last 8 games in that 8-game run, they're 6-2 over. Their median score is 114.5, and they allow 116. They just allowed 130 to the Bucks. Good offenses they can't stop. The Jazz, looking back at their recent success, 6-0 straight up, 5-0 ATS, playing good basketball, put up 135 versus Houston, 125 versus Brooklyn, and then one game they did lose 6 games ago. I was looking for comparable teams that play fast and score high. At Minnesota, they lost 126-106. All 3 of those games went over this total of 227. So Lakers, Jazz over tonight.
Okay, looking for the over in that. All right, let's talk about some NHL. Tonight is a very hard night to handicap. All 8 teams that are playing have a winning record. 6 of them are in the top 10 in the league. So what are you most excited about? Florida at Carolina or Colorado at Vegas?
I'm excited about the Vegas game. Jack Eichel, former Buffalo Sabre, picked up in a trade, will be making his Golden Knights debut against the biggest rival right now, the Colorado Avalanche. And Avalanche playing last night at home, traveling to Vegas. Revenge spot because the Vegas Golden Knights did go to Colorado. They won earlier this year, but they'll also be without their number 1 goaltender, Robin Lehner. He is out. Laurent Brossoit will be in goal for the Golden Knights. So should be a fun game to watch, and a lot of fun to see Jack Eichel make his return to the ice.
Absolutely. In both of those games, the total is 6.5 for good reason. Florida, I'm excited to see what they do. They are 2-0 in the series, but they have been on a 14-day break. We'll see how that affects the game. I am looking at one play tonight, and that is Minnesota Wild -140 at Winnipeg. Cheap price for a great team. They are 8-1 in their last 9. That only loss was to the Jets at Winnipeg. They were shut out 2-0. They're going to be ready to play hard. I like Minnesota -140 tonight. Kenny, thank you so much. As always, good luck tonight. Good luck to everybody who's watching. He's Kenny White. I'm Alex White for Odds Checker. We'll see you next time.